And then there's somebody by the name of Pete Buttigieg, somebody that I have a tremendous amount of respect for. I've always liked Pete Buttigieg. I've always had a lot of respect for Pete Buttigieg. He's a very intelligent man. He's a very capable man. Now, of course, if you're on the far right, it's very difficult for them to support somebody that's gay or support somebody, God forbid, that's adopted somebody black, because we all know the MAGA Republicans out there hate that. But I don't think anybody could have said it best yesterday than Pete Buttigieg. This is the platform of the Democrat Party. This would be the platform of a Pete Buttigieg if he ever runs for president. And this is the fundamental difference between Democrats and Republicans, particularly MAGA Republicans today. Listen to the way Pete Buttigieg said it himself on what he wants America to look like, unlike a Donald Trump. Have a listen to this.
Like, I want you to be able to get up in the morning, and the first thing you do is you commute to work, and by the way, if you're on an EV, I want that to be affordable for you. Or if you're on public transit, not to get back into the subway situation, but I want you to have good public transit to get to where you're going. And then when you get to that job, I want you to be paid well. And if you're about to have a kid, I want you to know that you're going to have parental leave when you have that kid. And if you don't want to have a kid, I want you to have the right to choose whether to have a kid, which means access to birth control and abortion and those things that give you the freedom to decide on that. And if you already have a kid, when you pick them up at school, I want that school to be good, not having its funding slashed while they set fire to the Department of Education. And then when you get home, I want you to be in a neighborhood that is safe and where you can breathe the air, because we didn't let them get rid of the Clean Air Act. And you don't have to think for one moment about whether the air you breathe or the water you drink is clean and clear, which actually takes a lot, because it means the government has to constrain those actors that would make you unfree by polluting the air and polluting the water. And then when you go to bed, I want you to know that your family's going to be fine, even if it's family like mine, despite there being some Supreme Court justice who wants to obliterate your family because it doesn't match his interpretation of his religion. Like, that's the life I want everybody to be able to live.
Yeah, I think
we can deliver that.
I think Pete Buttigieg could deliver that. Let me be very clear. Pete Buttigieg is an extremely intelligent man. He's very educated and he's compassionate. And sadly, as I was driving into work today, after I made a very special phone call, well, it was actually a message, but that's for another show, I put on the radio and I listened to some right-wing clowns. I don't even remember the show. I try not to listen to right-wing echo chamber radio because they're so pathetic. And they called him Pete Buttigieg. Buttigieg. Now, why would they call him that? Well, I would think some of it is homophobia, and they're very immature, and they can't attack him on his intelligence, because he's a very intelligent man. They can't attack him on his record. He did a good job in the Biden administration. And they can't attack him as the human being that he is. So what do? They come up with a nickname for him, just like Donald Trump would, that a 12-year-old would come up with. And these are the same people that did not vote for Kamala Harris. Many people did not vote for Kamala Harris, not because she's not intelligent, not because she's not educated or has experience, because she's a woman, maybe even a woman of color. There are people in this country that would not vote for Pete Buttigieg because he's gay. That's how sick people are in this country. They care more about one's sexuality or the color of their skin or where they're from than policy. That's how we got the orange orangutan in office. He's sort of white, and it's make America white again. And when you get somebody like this in office and you put people around him like the Pete Hegseths and the Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s, this is what we have, ladies and gentlemen. The Dow, getting pummeled, the stock market going down the drain. You're losing your 401ks. You're losing your jobs. Inflation going in the wrong direction. Gas prices going in the wrong direction. The war in Ukraine is worse off now than it was when Trump took office. The Israel-Palestinian conflict, worse off now than when he took office. By all parameters, things are going down the toilet in this country. And meanwhile, many people that voted for him are still content with that because he's a middle-aged white man. Welcome to the MAGA Republican Party, ladies and gentlemen. Pete Buttigieg would have my vote in a heartbeat. But sadly, there's a lot of people on the MAGA right that would not vote for him because he's gay, or because she's a woman, or because that person is a person of color, or because they have a D next to their name, so they would rather vote for somebody that's a liable abuser and a 34-count felon.